Welcome back, listeners, to the Roanoke Presents From Print to Podcast. I'm your host, Liz Long, and today we're talking about America's favorite pastime, baseball. And if you've been following our local chapter, then you know today we're talking about reinvention, community, and a brand new chapter for one of the region's most beloved summer traditions. And today's episode is a really fun one because we're on site at the Ballpark, which you'll see in our YouTube channel. But for this conversation, it's going to be the perfect place to talk about a team built around new energy, entertainment, and of course, community. So you'll be able to see the interview from the stadium with a look around the ballpark and some of the atmosphere that makes this experience so special and that you yourselves are going to enjoy right from the seats here this summer. I'm joined today by Blair Hoke of the Salem RidgeYaks, formerly the Salem Red Sox, as the team enters a new era with a brand new name, a fresh identity, and plenty of excitement building around what fans can expect in 2026. So this transformation has generated a lot of buzz, from the rebrand itself to the opportunities it presents and the fan experience of the ballpark, and I can't wait to talk about it today. So Blair, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks so much for having me.
So excited to learn more about you because I found out something very special about you before I started, and I cannot wait to talk about this. But so you've actually built a really remarkable career, and you're making history as the first woman assistant general manager in the league.
Oh
my gosh, amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So let's talk about that. What first drew you into this world? What is your background? How did you get to be in this area? And we're very live, guys, as you can hear. It only adds to the experience.
I have a bit of a non-traditional approach into the sports industry. I'm a Radford University grad. I graduated with an English degree, minor in marketing. And,
yay, English degrees.
Yeah. At the time, I didn't really know what opportunities there were to stay in sports. Mm-hmm. I grew up around it. I was a multi-sport athlete growing up, only child, and was in and out of gymnasiums and fields. That's where I spent the majority of my childhood. So I knew I wanted to stay in sports, but thought that coaching was really the only opportunity. So went with the English degree in hopes to teach, but actually had an incredible opportunity open up within the marketing world to get into the industry. Worked for Sheeler Automotive Group doing grassroots marketing for their Growing the Future campaign. Ultimately, that led me to working at historic Calfee Park, which became home to formerly the Pulaski Yankees. So got into minor league baseball 12 years ago with that opportunity, fell in love with it, and haven't looked back since.
I love that. And so what drew you here specifically to the RidgeYaks?
Yeah, so in 2019, I actually took a step out of baseball for a season when my son was younger. And formerly the Salem Red Sox gave me a call when there was an opportunity for the VP of ticket sales opening here in Salem, and I guess I was crazy enough to just jump back into it. I really had missed it. The second I left, I kind of felt like there was that void in me. This is such an incredible career to have, and to see my kids grow up here at the ballpark and the fans that become our family. I just couldn't say no, so I got back into it in 2019 and have loved it here in Salem.
I love that so much. And so let's talk now. We've learned a little about you. Let's talk about this rebrand, because obviously there's been a lot of chatter about it since you guys announced everything. I'm very excited to learn about Mac the Yak. But let's start with the big question. Why this change from the Salem Red Sox formerly to now the Salem RidgeYaks? Like, what was the thinking behind that?
Yeah, that's the most common question we get, is the why behind it. It's pretty simple. We wanted our own brand identity. That's really what it comes down to. There's 120 affiliated minor league clubs. Only 6 or 7 really go by their parent club. And while we have an incredible relationship with our parent club in Boston, we're so happy to be able to have the Red Sox here in Salem, Virginia. But we really wanted to set ourselves aside within the minor league baseball landscape. For those who follow minor league baseball, it's fun, it's quirky, it's weird, it's out of the box branding.
Not as far as Savannah Bananas, but close.
Correct. Yeah. So one of the most successful minor league franchises is the Trash Pandas, and they do an incredible job with their marketing and their branding. And it's supposed to be weird. It's supposed to be funny. It's a little tongue in cheek. It does require you to think a little bit. So we were able to really collaborate with the community and find this identity that stood out within the minor league branding landscape, but also tied in where we were within Southwest Virginia, the Roanoke Valley, and specifically Salem, Virginia. So it was a very long, lengthy process, but we're really excited about the brand.
Yeah, and so what I really love is how very unapologetic you are about it. Like, because a lot of people had some pushback, and I thought it was great, because I think there is a lot of detail that goes into all of this rebrand because of all the things that are pieces of that, right? The spokes of the wheel. But in thinking about Mac the Yak and the color schemes and the mountains and the yak, or the kayak. So that's something that clearly a lot of thought went into this. This wasn't just something you threw together overnight, right?
Sure.
And I really love that you guys are just really owning up to it and having a lot of fun with it, I think is really important, so that we know that we as fans can come here and have a really great time.
Absolutely. So while the branding has changed, the experience here at the ballpark hasn't. In fact, actually, it probably has. It's been enhanced quite a bit. The rebrand has given us a fresh start to do a lot of cool things here, from fan entertainment to the ballpark experience. And while we can't control exactly what happens on the field, we get to have a lot of fun with this cool brand, and it's given us the opportunity to have the conversation with the naysayers, and we've had a lot of people come around to it. I think it's a brand that when you first look at it, you say, what? And that's what you want people to say, because then it gives us the opportunity to tell the story behind it. And you're right, there's not a single element within the brand that doesn't have a meaning, from the color to the fonts to the visuals. It's really cool.
Well, and I love that, my husband and I have talked about this a lot. So we are Red Sox fans in our household. I can't repeat on a podcast what we say about the Yankees. However, I understand that if you're a Yankees fan, you're not probably going to want to wear Red Sox gear in any capacity.
That's right.
In actuality, this sort of rebrand is a way to be more inclusive for fans that maybe they have a home team that they really root for, but this is a way for them to root in their backyard, in their own neighborhood.
Yeah, absolutely. And you hit the nail on the head with it's a huge merchandising opportunity. We're not naive to that, and we're our team store, which is now dubbed the Yak Shack, has done an incredible job. It's been very successful through the rebrand. We're seeing merch. We sold merch to all states within the first week, but more importantly, you're right, it does provide this, hey, I'm part of the Salem Yak family. Whether you're an Orioles fan or a Nationals fan, or a Braves fan specifically in this region.
Or Dodgers, maybe you're from all the way across.
Yeah, absolutely. My uncle is a diehard Dodgers fan, my cousin a diehard Cubs fan, and now they're able to wear this really cool Yak gear.
And Yaks fans too. I mean, I think that's perfect. I completely understand why this rebrand was necessary for a more inclusive environment in terms of our community and in our region, basically.
Yeah, thank you.
But in terms of maybe what new opportunities this creates that we're possible for, anything like that on the horizon?
Yeah, I mean, well, like I said, storytelling. That's our biggest thing. Is it was really great to be the Salem Red Sox, and we hold really, a lot of pride behind that history here.
Go Red Sox.
And even within our brand guideline, one thing that I was going to comment is one of our logos is the state logo of Virginia. You wouldn't believe how many phone calls we field here at the ballpark for fans who believe that we're in Salem, Massachusetts.
Oh my gosh.
Even just little opportunities like that, we've really put our mark on the map within the landscape. But yeah, it's given us a lot of opportunities within the storytelling, specifically with the youth. We have to, we are thankful for all of the fans in our ballpark, but we really have to start thinking about the next generation of fans. So it's given us a huge educational opportunity. We get to engage with the fans here in the ballpark in a cool, unique way. We've recently updated a lot of the color schemes here at the ballpark. We installed LED lighting in the ballpark, so home runs, wins, we have all of the Yak colors. We have this really cool storyline we'll talk about our mascot in a little bit. So it's given us a lot of opportunities, especially with the marketing realm.
Oh, I can't wait to see that at night too. You guys have been having a lot of games. I can't wait to come to more home games and see all those things you've implemented.
Thank you.
But of course, I really love the touch point that you had on generations. So generational baseball fans, right? And so I remember, going to Danville Braves games with, my dad or whatever. And so to be able to continue that tradition, and especially in a brand new, really fun way, I think is super critical to making sure that baseball continues to live in our everyday lives.
That's right.
It doesn't just fade away.
That's right. And to see the kids get so excited when Mac the Yak comes out, it's really incredible. We dubbed our kids club Max Pack, and the engagement that we've had from the youth has been really, really just it's been incredible to see.
A lot of fun rhyming you can do with that.
A lot of fun rhyming. Yes, a lot of fun.
Let's talk about Mac the Yak. I'd love to know more about this new mascot that you got, because he's showing up everywhere. I've seen him at rail yard dog games and all sorts of stuff.
So we're making a ton of community appearances. That's nothing that we haven't done in the past, and I'll go ahead and make note that Muggsy, our former mascot, is still part of the family, and he makes appearances on all of our Bark in the Park nights and some specialty events during the season. But Mac the Yak's been busy out in the community, especially this year, because the biggest thing is brand awareness and just getting him out there. Mac was inspired by the Appalachian Trail. We have McAfee's Knob right here in our backyard.
Get it? McAfee Knob, Mac Yak, got it? Yep.
We love the pun, we love the rhyming, so Mac the Yak is dubbed our new mascot, and he has a great personality, and he loves to engage with the crowd, and is a huge Salem RidgeYaks fan.
Yeah, well, and it must be, for whoever is in the mascot suit, I imagine that is a really fun job. maybe a little hot.
Very hot.
You really have to have a fun approach to everything that you do. You really should be a little bit of a people person, I think.
That's right. Yep. The endurance it takes to be a mascot is actually really wild. I
believe it.
Yeah, it's really incredible what they do.
Well, so let's talk merch, because I'm very excited about this one.
Yes.
My husband is definitely ready to get his Mac the Yak gear. But so the response has been huge, and I was curious about how fun it is for you and for your team to see fans embracing this new look. Maybe any favorite pieces of merch or clothing or anything that you really like that people should keep an eye out for and know that they got to get.
So our merchandising manager, Matthew, I have to kind of give him a shout out here because he's really just elevated our team store. He has provided our fans a variety of options within the team store that we really haven't seen before. There's a diverse lineup of price points, of designs, and we really wanted to make sure that we dial that into our community, and he did a lot of great market research to see what would sell well here and specifically what fans wanted. So we have a lot of stuff for kids. The foam fingers and the big chains are huge for kids. We have the mini bats, the baseballs. We have tons of youth options. But even for those who just love the history behind it, we have inaugural coins and some really great inaugural T-shirt sets. Obviously, all of our on-field jerseys are very successful here. We have there's 3 jerseys. There's our home white, we have our away navy, and then we have our bright blue yak, which is that one's actually been very popular.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm kind of excited about all of them. We have a ton of hat assortments, which is really nice. You wouldn't believe the options there are in the merchandising world, and he's just done a really great job. We have our brand guide actually has 5 logos, so he's actually implemented all of those very well throughout the store.
And I love that you mentioned that he's taking fan feedback into consideration into what they would really want to wear, not just here in the ballpark, but around town, right? Representing the brand.
Absolutely.
So looking ahead to the 2026 season, again, you've kind of already launched it, but we're really early in. So what could fans maybe expect in terms of promotions, theme nights, overall ballpark experience and atmosphere?
Yeah, I mean, there's something for everyone here. That's what we're most excited about, from food to promos to gate giveaways in the team store. Whether you're a baseball fan or not, you're going to have a really great experience here. A safe, affordable, family-friendly environment. We've always taken a lot of pride in that. Our promos are very diverse. We've got a lot of our staples that will continue to return, from Teacher Appreciation Night to Military Appreciation Night. But we've got some fun, quirky ones for the family. We have a Lilo and Stitch night coming up. We have Take Me Out to the ball game for our cat fans who want to bring their cats to the ballpark.
Stop.
We usually have, we do 12.
I gotta text my best friend right now and let her know.
So we're really excited. It's tough because we have a lot, we get a lot of fan feedback that says you should do this night, you should do that night, and we wish we could do all of them. But the reality is we only have 66 games, only a handful of weekends, and we have to be pretty strategic on which ones we want for the fans, and make sure that mix is appropriate for our fan base. So yeah, there's a lot of cool nights coming up. Firework Fridays are the most popular.
Sure.
We have one of the best firework shows in the Roanoke Valley, so encourage folks to come check that out.
That's awesome. So again, this is going to be my favorite topic, but one of the things people love about a ballpark experience is it's obviously so much more than the game itself, right? You've mentioned family friendly. I come here, you see kids running around, people meeting for the first time, networking opportunities. But in terms of how you're thinking about making the stadium experience more fun, welcoming for families and brands, but I want to talk about the food.
Yes.
We have to talk about the food because I don't go to a ballpark just for the baseball. I love it. It's a lot of fun, but I go for the food too. So let's talk about ballpark food this season. Any new offerings or fan favorites that you're bringing back?
Yeah, so I would encourage fans to check out the Bottom Barnyard. Our food and beverage team has done a really great job this year, making sure that we had a good assortment of ballpark favorites, but also having some really fun, unique items specific to Salem Memorial Ballpark. But the Barnyard... the Bottom Barnyard is a massive burger with a chicken patty on it. I can't even do it justice without you checking it out, but it's this colossal burger in the stands. We also have a really cool ice cream sundae that's dubbed. The marketing behind it is it includes Mac the Yak and the branding. And
guys, what's more American than an ice cream sundae at a baseball stadium on an evening night? Come on, that's the best. That is the best. Well, I love that. Any other? And of course, you got your favorites. You got your popcorn. You got to have your popcorn and your what is it? Your Jack in the Box. What is it? What is it called?
Oh, Cracker Jacks?
Cracker Jacks,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I was singing the song in my head, and I was trying to go through it real quick. But so you've got all your classics too, so I love that.
And we have great partnerships with a couple of vendors as well. We have Big Daddy's Barbecue has taken over our stand on the first baseline. Cool. Deb's Lemonade is returning this weekend.
Yeah.
So a lot of great partnerships. JoJo's Snow Cone is here. We have kettle corn, homemade kettle corn on site.
Very
so
cool.
All the ballpark senses when you walk in the gate.
I
So
love it.
we're excited
and a couple
to
of adult
fans.
beverages, maybe. I know
Many adult beverages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Thirsty Thursdays will still exist as well.
Okay, that was my question because I was curious because I know that's a really popular event for people to come out and just have a good time and be with their friends.
Yep.
That's awesome. So obviously this rebrand is so much more than just a mascot. It's really creating energy, reintroducing a team that will sort of be new to the region in kind of its own way. But what do you hope for people who haven't been to a game in years? What do you hope they discover when they come back this year?
Yeah, I mean, I hope that they discover just the memories that they're able to make here with their friends, their family, even if you come alone. We have a lot of, solo fans that attend just to, network or engage with their community and their neighbors. And I just, I hope that they'll, especially, those who may be hesitant because of the rebrand, I hope they'll understand that this has really invigorated the ballpark, the energy that they'll feel. They'll experience great customer service that they've always enjoyed. Also remind them that there's a lot of people behind the scenes of this.
Yes.
We're a small staff here. We work full-time 12 months out of the year.
There's like 20 people in there already, and that's just that space.
Yeah, that's right. So we have, there's a lot of effort that goes in behind it, a lot of passion, and we're here ready to welcome every fan, whether it's their first game or they've been season ticket holders for, many years. We're here to greet every fan the same.
Well, in terms of this next chapter for the Salem RidgeYaks, what excites you most personally?
I'm most excited. I hate to keep going back to the storytelling, but it just gives us such a cool story to tell. And beyond the brand, like that's fun, right? Like, Mac the Yak, a yak in a kayak, hitting yaks, which
like
is
you're
considered.
Telling me Dr. Seuss joke.
Right. The branding is fun within itself, but honestly, I'm just so excited to see the memories that people will make. Even like our favorite thing to do after a game is to go onto social media and see all of the photos that families have taken here, and for us to know that we're just a small part of that. We got to do that when we were at the Red Sox as well, but to see them be a part of this historic season, there's just something really special, especially since we were all part of watching the brand come to life.
Yeah.
Watching people embrace it and take it to the next level is really, truly incredible.
Well, and I think you've hit on an important point because, Salem RidgeYaks and this ball field, they are not just a thing to do, right? This is an economic driver. It's tourism. You guys are hosting people from all over the area that are coming out for the games to spend time with their friends and their family. And you're also providing jobs for people in town. So, I think that there's so much more, like you said, there's so much more than just coming to see a ball game, right? Whether we win or we lose, there's a lot of people involved, and we're all on the same team.
Yes, you're exactly right. Yeah,
and I think that's incredible. Well, so zooming out, what do you think a team like this means to a community like ours between the wins and the losses?
Yeah, I mean, I think it should be something that everyone's really proud of. I'm from the New River Valley. I was born and raised here, went to school here, raising my family here. My daughter works at the ballpark now.
Amazing.
I
love that.
I hope that everyone can find a sense of pride in not just the facility itself, but the team that we're fielding, the employees that we hire, the fans that we welcome, all of it, and inclusively. I hope that it's something that they can be proud of.
Right. Still on site, still testing all the music. Don't worry about that. However, I really want to circle back to you real quick. I know we covered you a little bit, and you're probably way more into talking about the ballpark than you are yourself. But in terms of being a first female assistant manager, what does that mean to you to be such an important piece of league history, quite frankly?
Oh, that's really kind of you. It's hard for me to talk about myself in that light. I was born and raised just to work hard for the things that you want, and honestly wouldn't be here without the support from my friends and family, and specifically my mentors along the way. David Hagan gave me the opportunity to join minor league baseball. Lee Landers, the former Appalachian League president, gave me the opportunity to grow within the industry. Our current leadership here, our ownership group, Diamond Baseball Holdings, our general manager, Alan Lawrence. I've just had a lot of really great mentors, females and males.
I love that.
So for me, it's just a sense of pride of where I've come from, and just being thankful for all the people who helped me get here.
And in terms of explaining to young women who are curious about what you do in a day, what does a day for you look like? What are you doing today after you get off this podcast? The podcast is a weird one for her day, I assume. But I'm sure you're running around, you're getting ready for a game day. We've got people out here spraying the field, we're taking care of the stadium. You're overseeing so many pieces of this.
And that's what's really beautiful about it. And when they called me to get back into baseball, it was very quick for me to say yes. There's never day is the same, truly. And I know people say that, but It truly is never the same. The podcast today was very fun. I haven't done that this week. I'll host another corporate partner at 2:00. I'll be answering phone calls, selling tickets, making sure all my staff is ready for the game day. We'll be getting the team store ready. We're making sure the concourse is ready, all the food and beverages stocked, making sure that all of our ticket holders have what they need. Seats are wiped down. We have a lot of pollen out there right now, so making sure that just the ballpark is ready every single day. We really treat every game day like it's someone's first game.
Yeah.
So we try to embody that within the way that we work from day to day. Answering a lot of emails, answering many questions, a couple meetings here and there, but every day truly is different. Yesterday we had Education Day. That was an 11:05 day game. We welcomed 4,000 elementary to middle and high school students. So today will look a little bit different. Yeah.
But I love that. And again, this is, home game because you're still working hard on away game days, between the seasons. Like, this is not something that you just sit back and wave at the baseball field.
No, it's not. And I think that was something we talked about during the career panel yesterday. It's a common misconception. I think, people forget that we work 12 months out of the year. Mm-hmm. They think we shut the gates in September and then we go home. We'll actually start preparing for 2027 in June. So it's just it truly is a huge lift. And it's not for the faint of hearted. We put in a lot of hours here, but it doesn't feel like work. We're one big family. We work hard together. We'll put in somewhere between 60 to 80 hours a work week. Mm-hmm. That's when the team's home. And then we reference when the team goes on the road, we work our part-time job, which is 40 hours a week.
A little next to nothing.
Yeah.
No big deal. Well, and again, sort of thinking about, and yesterday's a great example, you're speaking to young students, young members of our region, young citizens, young professional leaders one day.
That's right.
How do you feel, or what sort of advice would you give them if they're interested in becoming part of any baseball family, any league family? What does that look like? How does that take?
Yeah, so I mentioned this yesterday to our students. If they're interested in getting in a sports career, we suggest they really see what's out there. I think that there's also a misconception on everyone thinks you either play, you coach, or you're a general manager, but there's so many other positions within the sports industry that has to happen.
Right.
We need accountants, we need HR managers, we need sellers, we need corporate partnerships, we need food and beverage, hospitality. Mm-hmm. There's so many different positions within the sports industry, especially here at the single A level. Mm-hmm. Titles are really insignificant. We all wear many, many hats. And
Sure.
if that's something that you enjoy, that you like to have a day that looks very different,
right.
I would encourage students to pursue that kind of career path, whether that's business degrees or sports marketing degrees or sports management degrees or even accountant degrees.
I love that you came with an English degree.
Right.
That's something that I think a lot of, because I speak to a lot of students in high schools, and their big question in colleges, and their big question is always how do I get a job?
Sure.
It doesn't really matter. Just how do I get a job?
Right.
And I love that you don't feel siloed into one specific pathway just because of your degree, right? And so you're really doing something that, wow, she's an assistant general manager with an English degree. I would think she'd need sports.
Right.
And you do have some of that baked into your experience.
Sure. And a lot of that you learn on the way. The experience teaches you that. And the English degree really gave me my communication skills.
Helps you storytelling.
Correct.
Ask me how I know.
Right.
I love that. Okay, so before we go, I want to talk about where listeners and readers and, of course, baseball fans can learn more about the Salem RidgeYaks, buy their merch, and, of course, get their tickets to support all the home games.
Yeah, so we encourage fans to visit RidgeYaks.com, any of our social media handles, give us a phone call. That's something that we really pride ourselves on. We're real people here at the ballpark. We would love, our doors are always open. We would love to tour people around the ballpark when, the team's not here. But yeah, we're just a phone call away, 540-389-3333.
I love it. We're going to list all that on our website along with this episode. And the other thing is, so you talk about how you work a lot. When you're not working, what are you doing? Where are you and your family hanging out? You're probably spending time outdoors, I imagine.
A lot of outdoors. My kids keep me busy. Right now we're in soccer season for my son, travel volleyball for my daughter.
It's always sports season for you.
Sports season for me year round, but we're outdoors a lot. We do a lot of kayaking, a lot of hiking, a lot of live music, a lot of traveling, and really just trying to spend quality time at home whenever we can.
I love that. Okay, and anything else you'd like to say to readers and listeners and baseball fans? Could be about you, could be your experience, the park itself.
Really just want to thank everyone for their support, whether they've been here one time or 1,000 times. We truly are. We have a lot of passion behind what we do. We think so highly of this community and our fan base, and we hold a special heart for everyone, and we're really just excited to welcome them to the season this year if they haven't already been.
I love it. Well, I can't wait to check out the home games, and some away games names too, maybe. They're close
Yeah.
enough. And to see all this new branding, and of course to meet Mac the Yak. That's going to be super fun to put on my ball cap and be one of the crew, right?
That's right.
So Blair Hoke, thank you so much for joining us today. Really
Thank you.
appreciate your time. And give us a look behind the scenes of this exciting new chapter for the Salem RidgeYaks. It's very clear it's much more than a new name. It's about building momentum, creating experiences, and inviting our community into something super fresh and fun. And of course, America's favorite pastime. So it's also a classic opportunity and a tradition. And so with you at the helm as the first woman assistant general manager, I think it's guaranteed to be something truly special.
Thank you.
To our listeners, be sure to catch the Salem RidgeYaks in action this season and look for more coverage at theroanoker.com. Again, I'll be listing those websites and materials that you need on this episode. As always, thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more conversations highlighting the people, places, and stories shaping our region. And now, play ball.